of faith is disturbing.
Believe it.
What's going on, geeks? You're listening to episode 417 of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. My name is Cody Armour, and I'm here with Jonathan Nichols.
What's up?
And this week, we're geeking out about Summer Game Fest. And that's it. I mean, it was a lot. There's a lot going on at Summer Game Fest.
Almost too much to talk about, so.
Yeah, it's enough. We promise.
Yeah.
But before we do that, we will get into the games that we've been playing. I actually haven't been playing any video games. I have been watching fusions. My Facebook is flooded with like Pokemon fusions lately. And so I'm just watching like different Pokemon get fused. Apparently there's a fan-made game that you can get on RPG Maker. Where they're like, it's like a big community base of like people who took Pokemon and then they made the sprites for them all. And so it's this huge community endeavor. It's really kind of cool. And a lot of them are horrific. Like they're so bad. Not because the artist is bad, but because the combinations of the two Pokemon are bad. But there's a few of them that like they make sense to like bring out like a kind of a reference to an anime or something. And so it'll end up being an anime character having these two fused. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I get that. So that's a weird thing that I've been doing, and I've really been playing and just been watching for the most part.
I've been playing a couple of things. I bought my wife Ark Survival Evolved because it was like $3 on Steam. Actually, I think it was $4. And then
I forgot to get the Borderlands. It was yesterday.
Oh, it was yesterday. That's right.
I totally spaced it. Borderlands 2 is free, so like June 8th. For those wondering what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But we've been playing that. My wife has been getting chased around by dinosaurs and screaming.
That's awesome.
And then I've been playing Insurgency Sandstorm. And if you never played that, it's kind of like a PTSD simulator. It's a milsim.
Okay.
So I don't think I've ever played a milsim where when you shoot someone, they gurgle and scream, and it's the audio design's really detailed. So
Okay.
yeah,
It's kind of like Last of Us season, or not season 2, but episode 2.
yeah.
Kind of. I mean, not to that extent, I'm sure, but it was really weird to have the characters like have names. And like, oh no, you killed this person and like gave him a whole backstory. He had children and all of these things. You feel really bad for killing these people in the game. I've heard rumors that Grand Theft Auto 6 will have a similar situation.
I've read
where
that too.
When you shoot someone, or hurt someone, it'll be very realistic in their responses. And yeah, I don't know how I feel about it. Like, makes it hit a little harder.
This is interesting because like in Insurgency, you're like if you play the co-op, you're a counter-terrorist organization, and so you're like killing bad guys. But then they do the death rattle and gurgle, and it's like, oh, okay, now I feel bad. And then like if your friend gets shot, it's like the same thing. So you're just like, they'll walk into a room. It's like the bullet damage is a little too realistic. And so it's just one hit, like one shot, one killed. So you'll be trying to clear a room with your friend, and he gets shot, and he starts doing the noises, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna log off now. But
Man.
it's good. It's fun.
Huh. Yeah, it sounds. I don't know. That'd be hard for me. Cool. Well, I guess we'll go into the gaming news. Like I said, Xbox Showcase going on.
Yeah. It's a massive
What were your
showcase.
highlights? Besides, let's talk about that first. Let's get into the Ally first, and then because I think that was the biggest announcement to me. It was that handheld.
Yes. So they announced a partnership with ROG, and they have an Xbox ROG Ally, but there's 2 versions. So there's a X and an S, I believe, just like the console.
Of course.
Let me look. Uh,
Yeah,
so
we know the specs now.
something I'm trying to figure out. I don't think they've announced it yet, but I think this is if you have an Xbox handheld or Xbox console, it doesn't cross play. So like your games
Oh,
because the Xbox Windows and Xbox console have two different licenses for their games. It's so
okay.
but this also can play Steam and Epic and some of the others. So it's basically just a ROG ally with Xbox buttons and marketing on it and branding. So there's some stuff people are wanting to know. I would want to know
hmm
because I mean, I do game on PC, and if I didn't, I'd be very upset if I didn't have any of the games in my library going into this and thinking
Yeah,
it's a handheld Xbox.
I'm trying to figure out. They're both 1080p resolutions, 60 by 9, 120 for refresh rate. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Um, New Xbox experience for handhelds. Able directly Xbox full screen experience, a new feature optimized specifically for handheld gaming with new modifications that minimize background activity and different non-essential tasks. More sensory sort of dedicated specifically to gameplay. It means more memory, higher frame rates, and a fully immersive experience for players. All made possible by the versatility and freedom of Windows. That's from Microsoft. No price yet, so we'll see on that. Xbox isn't known for being affordable.
Yeah. Some of the stuff I'm reading says that they are gonna let you access your Xbox titles, but it has to be a Play Anywhere title. So really narrows it down.
Okay.
Um, I've got a few of those that kind of surprised me. Some games I bought on Xbox. I used to play on Xbox. When I have them in my library on PC, which kind of shocked me. But
Yeah, I think like we're right on the cusp of this cloud saving stuff. I think cloud saving, if it gets a little bit faster and a little more intuitive, um,
mm,
better because like I can do an Xbox cloud save and then play it on my like from my phone, play it on my phone, and then go to my computer and play that same game. But the cloud save doesn't always transfer over, and you gotta kind of figure things out. And um, I've had a few times where like those saves have gotten overwritten, probably user error. It's just not. Maybe I'm just getting old, but it doesn't feel very intuitive yet. I feel like when it's like the seamless, you have a cloud save, and that save is good anywhere. You can pull things up wherever
yeah,
you want. Makes
it's
things a lot easier in that sense.
it's getting better.
hmm But I don't know. It's cool. I don't think it's a Switch killer by any means.
No, no, I don't either.
But if the Switch could play Steam, that would be a game changer.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
And it wouldn't happen.
Of course, Nintendo would never let that happen. But
But yeah, it would be amazing. Your Switch would be the only console you need.
Mhm.
In a lot of ways, especially if you cloud save. Man, Nintendo, get on it. It's time to give up your sole proprietary stuff. All right. So yeah, other than that, what were your highlights from the showcase?
Elder Scrolls 6. Just kidding. Um.
I was like, wait, what? I don't remember.
um. Oh, that's actually a tough one. They announced so much stuff. I actually need a refresher.
Yeah.
Um, there's one called "There Are No Ghosts at the Grand," and it's like a puzzle, but hotel running sim, but also a musical, and
Hmm.
it's all in first person. Looks really, really good. Clockwork Revolution looks really good.
Mhm.
So it's like kind of remind me of Dishonored, but steam. Well, I guess Dishonored is steampunk, but this feels like it leans more into the
Even more
whimsical side.
steampunk.
Yeah, more the whimsical
Yeah.
steampunk, but it's got time travel mechanics. Grounded
Okay.
2. So, um,
Yeah, I saw little ant guy. I didn't watch. I didn't watch a lot of these trailers. I wish I was a little more into them. I did watch for Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4. I think it looks great, but I think that Michelangelo, Mikey Ninja Turtle
Mm-hmm.
skin is absolutely awful.
Yeah, it's horrendous. Nightmare
I
fuel.
don't think Mikey's ever looked worse. Yeah, it's bad. And he's got this. It looks like a Nickelodeon. It looks generations old.
Yeah.
Specifically Ninja Turtle. Everything else looks good. He looks like he's from a different, like a PS3 game.
Yeah. So they kept teasing. So they would do. They of course had a Halo announcer do like the Xbox something of another, and it'd be like Xbox Day One, Xbox Studios, world premiere, and then it would be like Bethesda, and then I would look at my wife and be like, they're doing it, and then it would be like Indiana Jones DLC. I'm like, and then they'd go on, and a few minutes later, it would be like world premiere, and then it's like Bethesda presents, and then you kind of hear the Elder Scrolls music. It's like, oh, they're doing it, and then it'd be Elder Scrolls Online pet update. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Pet update.
After about
Another one. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say after about the third one like that, I looked at my wife and I was like, all right, I can hear the collective sighs of disappointment around the world every time they do that.
Another one that I'm a little disappointed in the overall product. They had this trailer for Super Meat Boy
Yeah.
3D, and they open it up with this like really beautiful looking world that looks an engine of some kind to me, and then it's more of like a Crash Bandicoot situation, I would
Yeah.
say. Like very, like camera's very far away. And I was expecting like a really close camera, open, like 3D, like like Super Mario Odyssey with Meat Boy, which I'm so down for.
Which is kind of what the trailer leads you to believe, because like the camera turns around and it's like, oh, cool, and then you realize like, oh, it's just still the cinematic, and then
Yeah. I mean, literally, they like have a Super Mario Bros, which I thought was brave, bold, but it's like the pipe from Super Mario Bros comes up, and so you think that like Super Mario's gonna pop out, and then Super Meat Boy jumps down out of it.
yeah.
Or from a portal or something. Which also makes sense. He came out of a portal, and it's like, this is still not Super Mario World. I thought that would have been really crazy. But I love, there was a generation, I remember like Pac-Man 3D, where it was this like really dumb 3D platformer, like the era of Ukulele and
Yeah.
like I would be so down for a Super Meat Boy that was like that. So I understand Super Meat Boy. Like the first one was obviously, a very indie title.
Mhm.
But the way that the trailer looked, I thought maybe this would be like a full-fledged, like Xbox gave them some money.
In one of my classes in college, it was a game journalism class, and we actually studied a documentary on Super Meat Boy because it was such a huge success. And
Oh,
so
cool.
we did this whole thing, and so I was excited to
Yeah,
see
I mean,
that
it
it's
was
still
massive.
going.
But yeah, I'm happy that like there's another game. The game looks like it's still gonna be fun. I see some potential for a Super Meat Boy to go crazy, and hope that we someday get that. Plague Tale, I'm not caught up on. Oh, and I forgot to look at the trailer for this, but I have High on Life 2.
Yep.
High on Life 1 was very repetitive, but fun.
I enjoyed it, but I agree. It got pretty repetitive by the end.
Yeah. I was like, I'm done with this game. So hopefully High on Life 2 gets updates itself a little bit, this gameplay.
Invincible Versus.
Yeah, 3v3.
I got super hyped because I thought it was like an open world action game.
Oh,
And then it was
that'd
like
be cool.
fighting games. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh, it could be cool still. There's so many.
So many.
Yeah. We're gonna leave a link in the show notes. I think on YouTube you can get the show notes really easily.
Mm.
You should be able to on most of your podcasts listening apps. If you guys want to explore more of the news.
We were talking prior to starting the podcast that we were just getting tired scrolling through all the news because there's so many,
Yeah.
so much.
You had a couple other ones that you wanted to mention.
Oh yeah.
They're
Game
kind of
of-
outside the. Yeah, go
The-
ahead.
They're outside of the Xbox showcase, but it was Summer Games Fest, so it kind of took place across the whole weekend.
Mhm.
But Game of Thrones, War for Westeros. It's
Yeah.
basically the tagline is like, oh, you think you know the story? Well, now you can make it your own. And so, if you just absolutely hated how season 8 ended, well, guess what? This is your
Yeah.
chance. It is a real time.
It's such a funny way of correcting themselves.
It is, and they even so it's all like well, I don't know if it's all the voice actors. It's all the actors' likenesses for the characters. But then they had the actor who plays Tywin Lannister do the voiceover for it. And it looks really cool. I'm not a real-time strategy fan. Charles Dance, that's his name. I'm not a big fan of RTS games, but I played a few that I did like. So I'm gonna give it a shot because I'm desperate for a Game of Thrones game. But
Yeah,
they have to wait
these are
for a
cool.
while.
I love the ending was so bad that like you could just make your own now.
Yeah. Did you watch the trailer?
No.
Yeah, it's basically what they yeah. When you get a chance,
So
check it
funny.
out. I don't want to spoil it, but
Yeah, for sure.
007 First Light. It's a action game by
Yeah.
IOI, who made
It's
Hitman.
Hitman.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
With a good story, it looks like.
yeah, it looks really cool. I'm excited. They were basically like, yeah, we're gonna make an origin story. He's 26 years old, and they're like, it's not Hitman reskinned, but you're gonna definitely tell it's from us. So
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I'm down.
That's cool. We'll move on to movies. I got to see a couple of movies. Well, we both saw one yesterday. I think I watched it yesterday too.
Yep.
It was the Predator Killer of Killers, which, throwing that out there, we literally, like, I was like, let's throw something on. And I was like, oh, there's that show out, that Predator show. So you watch the trailer, and it probably says movie. I just missed that. But, like, the trailer looks like it's an anthology, like, TV show. I figured it would be kind of like a mini series of things. But I didn't hate that it was a movie. It just wasn't what I expected.
So the only thing I knew about it was that they were doing a short that was a predator versus a ninja. And that's all I knew.
Uh-huh.
And so then, like, when I found it on Hulu, I was like, wait, this has a Viking and a
Yeah.
samurai and then someone else. I was like really confused. So I was like, I'm going to watch it. So I was surprised.
Yeah, I had two issues with it. One, I can't really say too much, but I will say they corrected at the very end, and I was very happy about it. Thought it was really cool. And the second is I wanted a pirate. You gave me a ninja and a Viking. Pirate would have.
I don't want to spoil it, but there's plenty of room for them to do pirates. So
Yeah, and a pirate would have fit Bullet as well. The chapters are named after weapons. I guess a bullet would be a weapon.
yeah,
It's shield, sword, bullet. And so a pirate totally could have been a bullet.
I was pleasantly surprised by it. Like I wasn't sure what to expect. The guy that's over the series now, he is really really good. It's in good hands. I should know his name, but I don't.
Yeah, I love the designs. They really made the Predators different characters, in a big way. I think it's really funny because we have this new Predator movie coming out, right? That's going to be Like everyone's upset about his character design. This really showcased these different character designs.
Yeah.
One of them is bald, and it's so cool. Uh, and then you get this, yeah. I don't remember what's in the trailers and what's not, so I won't get too far into it. But no, there's a lot of great action scenes. Obviously, in animation like this, you kind of have to have great fight scenes. And the story is a little bit deeper than I expected it to be. I really figured it would just be fight scenes, honestly.
Uh, it's Dan Trachtenberg is who's directed it. So he was the director of
Okay.
Prey, and he's the director of the new one. And yeah, like I don't know, he's figured it out.
Yeah. He's really turned the predators into their own, like, alien species. Like, it's not just this, like, killer monster thing. They have their own, just, its own cult. Like, it feels like a planet. I could see a predator being in a Star Wars movie at this point, or like a Star Trek or something, where before it was more of just this horror-esque thing. Like the Predators, I could see them popping up in other sci-fi, which I think is smart. You know, if they want to do the tie-ins, there's obviously in Badlands trailer,
Yep.
you've got an Independence Day alien, which is probably just a nod. But then you have like the aliens crossover stuff. So I think really making them they're more than just killers at this point, and that's fun.
Yeah. I like how he's not afraid to change up how they look too. Like you were saying.
Yeah. Yeah, it really gives them some like depth. They're not just, this one toned look with different armor sets and things. I think it's really cool. Maybe that's where I get the Star Wars-ness from. Is like you can see as an alien in Star Wars, and you can see like the same species, but you'll have 5 different variations of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so maybe that's, to me, like it just looks like it could live in that world. Be terrifying in that world.
Mm-hmm.
I know Bat in the Sun is working on a Mandalorian versus Predator fight.
I didn't know that. That's awesome.
And I'm like, I so can see that. Yeah. They're trying to get the White Dragon. I can't remember. Blade of the White Dragon. Tail of the White Dragon. JDF's last movie. Legend of the White Dragon.
I just pulled it up.
Yeah, they're gonna get that out, and then I think that's one of the ones they're gonna work on after that. One of the beatdowns is a Mandalorian versus Predator.
It's good to see them still around.
Yeah, they've not released anything. I hope this movie's good because it's been a couple years now, but they're trying to do it justice for JDF, and I think that's cool. But no, yeah, Predator's in a good spot right now.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully they can do that kind of with Aliens as well. Aliens is a very weird spot.
I need to watch the latest one, Romulus. I missed it in theaters, and I was super sad. But it's on Hulu.
I don't think I saw Romulus. The last thing I actually watched wasn't necessarily in the Aliens universe. It was Raised by Wolves, Ridley Scott's.
Yeah.
And there are ties, but it's not really like an alien.
It's a weird show. It's not bad, but
yeah,
it's different.
It has that like 80s sci-fi vibe of just like real weird. But yeah, no, I think the Predator. I'm excited to see where they go. Do you have anything else to add about the movie?
I don't. If I do, I'll start getting into spoilers. So
yeah, it's hard not to.
Yeah.
The other movie that I got to see in theaters finally is Thunderbolts. And you don't have a lot of time. Go watch that movie.
Yep.
If you haven't, you need to go see it. It is probably it's so hard for me. I'm so biased. I want to say it's the best Marvel movie that I've seen so far. And I don't know if that's accurate. I think it's most important. There's a message behind it. More than any other Marvel movie has ever had. Winter Soldier has a special place in my heart of just being a movie. It was just so good for its time.
So the thing is with Thunderbolts, without getting into spoilers, is they legitimately do something that Marvel has not done in a long time. it
Mhm.
has a theme, and that
Yeah.
theme gives it heart, and it carries the whole plot of the film. And so it's so easy to connect to the characters and feel what they're
Mhm.
feeling because it deals with things that we've all been through or are going through, and it's not doing
Yeah,
well
I'll
in the
throw this out
box
there. I
office.
literally cried for 20 minutes, and that is not an exaggeration.
Yeah, I
I was like, okay, we get it. Stop.
I told my mom, sorry. I was talking to my mom about it, but I told this to my wife. I was like, if you don't cry through this by the halfway point to the rest of the film, like if you're not crying at some point, I don't know if you're not. I don't think you're human. Uh, I was trying to get my parents to go see it, and that was my pitch as well. But um, in the car ride home, we were just kind of silent for a minute because we're like, man, like I was like doing this in the theater. I didn't want my wife
Yeah.
to see me cry. I'm like, no, don't look at me.
Yeah, it's emotional. It is I don't know. It's important, and I don't think they like I almost think it's a disservice not to spoil it in a lot of ways. Um and I'm not going to because no they haven't. They probably have a reason for not doing so. But like the theme I think maybe would have brought people into it a little bit more. The
Hmm.
trailers do not express
Nope.
any of that.
I love the trailers, but wasn't sure what to expect watching the film, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah. There was a even during the movie, I'm like, how is this gonna tie into like what I did know of, the movie? And then it all works. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful movie. It is underperforming. Like I said, go see it in theaters before. It's already leaving theaters in
Yeah.
some locations. So
Um, Go watch it 4 or 5 times. Support it.
yeah,
Is it-
yeah. Maybe we can Morbius it, We
Yeah.
can get a second run, but we can actually support the second run.
They they were so smart, and they're trying to get back to hiring like indie directors, and they got this whole team from A24, and they're like, look,
Yeah.
and they
And it's gonna
totally,
fail. And so they were like, see, we need more,
yeah, cookie
assembly line
cutter.
whimsy.
Yeah. So go watch it, cry,
Yeah.
go watch it
Mhm.
again.
Bring tissues. Um, yeah, it hit me home.
Yeah,
You could write like a series of Bible studies on that movie.
good. Absolutely.
So good. We'll move on though. We got some movie news. I know everyone's really excited about that Zelda movie. It's delayed by 2 months for quality assurance,
Yep. Sorry, guys.
which I'm just throwing out there. 2 months is not long enough to take a live action movie and animate it all.
I'm at a loss here because when it was first announced, I didn't realize it was a live action movie. I was thinking Mario because Mario was so successful. And then they were like, hey, this one franchise that is just over the top and whimsical. Let's make it live action and grounded, which is what the director says. He's like, let's make it grounded. Like, I don't understand. Nintendo's got quality control over it, so but also Nintendo had quality control over the original Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's really a high standard.
Yeah, we'll see. I love Zelda so much. I have so little faith. It really needs to be like a Japanese anime movie.
Mm-hmm.
Would be like if they I don't know if Miyazaki wants it, but if Miyazaki would have done it, taken it. Or not necessarily Miyazaki, but his Studio Ghibli.
Yep,
Didn't have to be Miyazaki, but if Studio Ghibli would have taken it.
I
Um
agree.
that could be crazy. Do a time travel, make it weird.
Mm-hmm. I want to know what they're
But
doing. I want to know the story. I want to know if they're gonna try to fit it in the canon or if it's own thing.
yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a remake of Ocarina of Time.
I just realized something, and I apologize. I watched another movie this
Oh,
weekend.
what'd you watch?
Karate Kid Legends.
Oh, it's a big one.
is a big one, and I forgot, and I'm so sorry.
You're good. Was it good?
It was good. I would give it an 8
Was
out of
it
10.
kicking?
It was
Nice.
yeah. It was a real knockout. I will say my only complaint was it was basically a Spotify greatest hits playlist of the whole film.
Okay.
So, but it was good. I enjoyed it. I don't listen to
I
some
can
of the
see the
reviews.
goodness.
There's some reviews that I can't go into spoilers, but basically, uh, they lied about the story, and so I went in going, "Oh, this is not gonna be great." And then by the end of the movie, I was like, "Man, all these reviews just totally lied about some of the stuff that happened."
Oh,
I don't want to go into.
okay.
I'll tell you afterwards. I just don't want to.
Oh,
I don't know if
yeah.
it's spoiler or not, but
Were there, tell me this, I know viewers want to know this. Were there slight nods to the show?
more than slight.
Okay. That
There's
surprised me.
there's also 2 post-credit scenes, so
Ooh.
don't miss those. Um, it's good. Main actor's awesome. I don't know his name. He's incredible.
That's wild to
Jackie.
me as post-credit scenes. In my mind, this was going to be kind of the ultimate. This would have
Yep.
been like, let's wrap it up.
This
But of course not.
is
Cobra Kai did so well. Why would they do that?
if this does well, this is kind of a new trilogy.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, Jackie Chan's great. Ralph Macchio looks like he's 30 years old, and it really freaks me out because he looks younger here than he does in Cobra Kai. And I'm like, how is that even possible? Because this was filmed after Cobra Kai.
Yeah. What's really
But
wild is he is as old as Miyagi was when that actor.
he is 62, I think, right now, and he
Yeah.
doesn't look 62.
Mm-mm.
So
Yeah. I need to go see the movie. That's exciting.
it's really good.
That's cool. Sweet. Yeah. I'm glad you remembered it. We have a couple of updates about San Diego Comic-Con. So there's 2 things here, and we only have the news story for the one, but I read it somewhere else. Marvel Studios will not have a presence at San Diego Comic-Con, and they're still going to have their comics and their video games, I believe, are going to be showcased there. It was comic books and something. I'm assuming it was video games. And DC is also not going to be showing any movies, showcasing any movies at San Diego Comic-Con, but will be. Is it San Diego or New York? I just thought about that. It might be New York Comic Con. The next recent Comic Con. San Diego. I'm right. It's San Diego.
Yep.
But DC will be heavily promoting their Peacemaker season 2. So I'm assuming usually when this happens, like it makes a lot of sense for Marvel. Usually Marvel won't do that because like they have an Avengers movie coming up, and so if they start announcing things after the Avengers movie, then you're like, oh, that person's obviously not going to die. Like it kind of loses the stakes once they start announcing movies.
So, did you see? And this isn't actually a spoiler. It's just unfortunate timing. Did you see Chris Hemsworth release a?
Yeah, the goodbye video.
Yeah, but it's not really a
Yeah.
goodbye video. Apparently,
Okay, that's
it
good.
was just poorly timed because
That's
there's
so
already
funny.
today there was it was I think Deadline or Hollywood Reporter was talking about Thor 5 is in the works. And it's like, well, that's a spoiler. That's a spoiler. But everyone, yeah. So I don't know.
That's funny.
I think he was just being sentimental and freaked everyone out.
Just bad stuff. That's so funny. Speaking of like a indie film, I want Thor 5 to take on like one of the directors from like one of the Vikings TV show episodes, and then just go full Norse Viking war with it. I think it would be so cool, and then in space, obviously,
Yeah.
but like take that very strategic, like war strategistness to it. I think could make a great, and then you can kill him off in that.
Yeah.
Get
There
him,
you go.
a real strong send off in it. In a more serious movie. It can still have humor, but that would be cool. But yeah, so DC, I'm thinking probably what's happening there is Peacemaker season 2, I think is going to kind of kick off a lot of things
Mm-hmm.
that they don't want to reveal yet, and so they're probably waiting to reveal those until after that show is out.
So they got Peacemaker, and then it looks like
Supergirl, right? Well,
Supergirl,
Superman, Peacemaker, Supergirl,
and then I think they've put
and a Green Lantern show somewhere.
Green Lantern show. They have a Clayface movie, and then Sergeant Rock got
Canceled.
postponed. They actually came out
Postponed,
today.
okay.
Yeah, they said it got delayed. The production
Okay.
start. So take that with a grain of
That's
salt.
cool.
I don't know.
I'm very upset. I saw that the runnings for the casting of Clayface, and the fact that it's not Alan Tudyk. Why? He's been Clayface in everything.
Yeah, and he was in Clayface and Creature Commandos.
Yeah.
So
But
I don't know.
reprised role in that was Clayface in Harley Quinn. And then he was Clayface in something else too, I think.
So I did read that this is an origin story, so they may have wanted someone younger.
Younger.
Yeah.
I guess.
But I mean, he's Clayface. It could have just used prosthetics.
Yeah.
Made him younger and slowly age.
Like, honestly, if he looked a little plasticky,
yeah,
would be like for the better.
like Ryan Gosling and Barbie with all the Botox.
Yeah.
He
like
was
make
so
him look a
shiny.
little uncanny valley.
Yeah.
It's perfect. That'd actually be really good. And then our final thing in the movies, we have Wicked for Good trailer. Looks good. I don't know. Wicked's great. It was a great movie.
I didn't watch the first one. I need to watch it.
It's beautiful.
I will say it cracks me up how they're like, I don't know, they're trying to make the Wicked Witch not bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so how are they going to tie this into the Wizard of Oz, where she's clearly the bad guy?
So she's not. Yeah, you need to watch the first movie.
I need to watch it. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I get
have you ever seen the musicals at all?
Mm-mm, I have not.
No. Okay. She's not bad. She just misunderstood.
As she's trying to kill Dorothy.
Yeah, it makes sense. Trust me.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Yeah, it'd be really good. She the wizard's not what he makes himself out to be.
He's a capitalist.
Dun dun dun. Yeah. But no, it's really good sets and really good music. I'm not much of a musical person, but I enjoyed it a lot.
Cool. Yeah, I'll have to check it out.
And then we'll get into our TVs stuff. You're still watching Daredevil?
We're making it through it. We're halfway now. It's taking us forever, but we're getting there.
Enjoying it though?
Yeah, yeah. It always has a special place in my heart. And at first my wife was like, this is really slow. And then now it's starting to pick up, and she's like, never mind. Like now she's really getting into it. It just took her a few episodes.
Yeah.
But
no, it's so good. I finished Last of Us, the finale done, and it's not as good as season 1. I've seen a lot of things that have been saying that, and that makes sense. Even the director was like, yeah, we kind of shot ourselves in the foot by making season 1 so good, because it was hard to like beat it. Oh, go ahead.
I'll say counter argument.
Uh-huh.
Write a better story. I don't know, but
well, they already have a story.
Yeah, I know. I don't want to get into spoilers because I do know what happens in the second season, but I think there's some things they could have done that kind of like.
I think that's part of it. Is there's a big twist that happens towards the beginning of the game, towards the beginning of the show, that made sense for a video game. It actually kind of like it was almost exciting in the game, whereas in the show, you're kind of like, oh, but I don't want that to happen.
Yeah. The reactions online.
We're tiptoeing so hard here.
The reactions online made me laugh so hard. And like the viewership dropped off after that particular episode. And so I'm like, yeah, well, imagine how people felt when they played the game for the first time. Like,
yeah.
turn
You got a
PlayStation
$60
off.
investment here. You
Yeah.
gotta, yeah. I think I find it really weird how much hate Bella Ramsey's getting because I think her performances have been amazing. She doesn't look the part, and so people are just upset about that. But her performance is great. I mean, it's very intense through the whole show, not just that first few
Yeah,
episodes, but the whole season.
I think so. I think she's an excellent actress. But I understand like she doesn't look like Ellie. But you're never gonna find actors that look just like the game characters.
I mean, you
And
got Elliot Page.
yeah,
Since
but
Ellie looked just like Ellen
but
Page.
but counterpoint, we can't always cast off of looks.
Yeah.
But she doesn't really sell it for me at some parts. She's but it's the directing. It's not her.
Okay.
So I think it had more to do with the fact that like some of the cinematography is too bright for some of the scenes. And so
Oh,
like the
okay.
game is likes to play it dark. And so it's dark tones, dark lighting with the dark story. And then the show's like dark, but then seems more brightly lit. And
Mhm.
I think it's also that was some of the criticism I was seeing. Like people felt like it's pulling them out of it. But I can get that, but you know.
There's it's kind of funny. I've noticed when they want to be video gamey, they make it very vibrant.
Mm,
Like the contrast will just be crazy pulled out, so everything's very contrasty and like HDR looking. Um,
yeah.
but there is a scene where she's very upset. And gets very aggressive.
Hmm.
And in that scene, I was like, she's doing this. This is really good. It was hard to watch, but so I don't want to give too much away. I do think that the show felt a little short. It was only like 6 episodes, 7 episodes.
Yeah, I've heard that too.
It was not. It was not very long. Um, and it ends with a terrible finale. Um, like it's just not. It doesn't feel like a finale episode.
Mm.
I feel like I should be getting another season in 3 months.
Hmm.
So I don't know. Part of that I think is the short episode count, and then yeah, it just ends. You're like, oh okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't realize it was only 6 episodes.
Yeah, it feels weird. But we'll get into the TV. We got a couple shows here. One, Twisted Metal. We just got a clip of that. Did you watch that clip at all?
I did.
Okay, yeah, it's just a bunch of cars doing Twisted Metal things.
Yeah, basically the game.
Yeah, I. It looks fun. Some of that CGI is a bit rough. The explosions and stuff. I think it's because there's so many explosions happening. And I was just like, and like they look kind of like the same explosion. It looks like they kind of just dragged the same explosion.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed that. I tried to ignore it the best I could because I was trying to enjoy the
Yeah,
clip, but I did notice that.
yeah. But I think that there was so much going on that they were just like, oh, it'll be too loud. No one will really notice.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I haven't seen the first season of that show. I like that it exists, but I can't. I have a hard time believing that it's a good show, so I haven't watched it yet.
Yeah, I haven't either. And I have the same feeling. Like it might be a fun watch, but
hmm
yeah.
I feel like Twisted Metal should have just been a movie,
Mm.
and then yeah, it should have just been a movie, and it could have been Death Race.
I was about to say that. Yeah, just Death Race.
Death Race was great. So, um, yeah, you don't need that much plot for a Twisted Metal
Mm-mm.
thing, but um, we also got a trailer. The second trailer, I don't remember our first trailer really, but for Ironheart, And Ironheart looks fun. I'm hopeful. I think because I watched Daredevil, I'm like, oh, maybe this next Marvel show will be good too.
It's we could spoil the trailer, right?
Yeah.
It
Yeah, we
looks
can
like
have a trailer.
it looks like she summons Mephisto.
Yeah, what she definitely is Mephisto, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which, like, yeah, what does she do with her suit? She's getting, like... Is she going to have Venom powers in her Iron Man suit because she summoned Mephisto into it?
Yeah, it's like instead of using an arc reactor, they're like, oh, here, let's just summon a demon.
Yeah. Basically the same effects.
Yeah.
Her suit looks way better, and I'm sure that's because of the feedback from Black Panther 2. But
Yeah.
her suit looks way more solid and less Beetleborg.
Yeah. This is gonna sound awful, but I straight up could not remember what she was in. I was like, what was she in? It was Black Panther 2.
Oh, yeah. It was Black Panther 2. It was really weird and shoehorned in. It was years ago now, which is weird.
Yeah.
And then was a very CGI, like, she looked like a Beetleborg.
Yeah.
Give me that reboot. I'm also sad. I get it, but I think it would have been really cool. And like, you want to do these things. I'm sure Robert Downey Jr. wouldn't have wanted to, but it'd been really cool to get Robert Downey Jr. to do her AI system.
Yeah.
And have taught her. I'm pretty sure that's how it works in the comics. That she like pulls out like an old database of Robert Downey Jr.'s AI, and it's him, and he teaches her how to make the suit. And like, I don't know if that's accurate or not. I think that's how the comic books go, and I think like that would have been a really cool way to like bring him back.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd want to do that or not, but he's a little bit above, I'm sure, voiceovers. But her AI is like her best friend, I guess. Maybe a passed away best friend.
That's what it seems like. Yeah.
That was really odd. Yeah. Like, who else would it be? And I was like, Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah. Someone we actually know. I don't know.
Yeah. But no, the show looks. Yeah, are you excited for it? Meh.
I'm a little more now. I didn't even watch the first trailer. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna watch this.
Yeah, I
But
really don't remember the first trailer at all.
this trailer looks pretty good.
Also, the actor playing Mephisto. I'm assuming he's playing Mephisto. He's playing something. He was in Twisters, and he was in Hamilton, and he's really good. I just forgot his name. But I think that is all. Anthony Ramos. Oh, Sacha Baron Cohen plays Mephisto. Anthony Ramos is just a dude getting possessed, I guess.
Interesting.
Isn't that a weird choice for Marvel's Satan? Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, I'm kind of speechless actually.
Like Borat is your Satan.
Is he really playing Mephisto? Like, is that
Yeah.
confirmed?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a real thing.
Everyone thought he would be in WandaVision.
Yeah. Which also would have made sense.
He might be a great pick. I don't know.
Yeah.
He just does a
We'll see.
Borat accent the whole time.
Yeah. I could see him changing, like, almost Jim Carrey the Mask-ish.
Yeah.
Of just, like, jumping character to character could be kind of cool. Being a little crazy. We'll have to see. Are you geeking out about anything else this week?
I'm not. There was so much this weekend to geek out about. So.
Yes. Same. I think I'm all geeked out. Where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube under @DifferentLensMedia.
Cool. You can find me on Instagram at Cody Armour. Keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.